I am the youngest daughter of two refugees from Laos. My parents came during the Vietnam War. My two oldest siblings were also refugees as well too. And so my family came to America, and my parents were able to kind of start this whole, they planted the seeds to create this pathway for the rest of my siblings and I to be able to, kind of have the things that we have now. And so I am the youngest of 8. I am of lu-Mien descent, so I'm Mien American. It's not really a culture that's very well known, and there's a very small population here in the Central Valley. I would say that my parents did a very good job in making sure that my siblings and I were very culturally aware while still being able to adapt to, being in America and the norms and the culture here. English was not my first language, it was actually Mien. Can't really say that I'm the best at speaking it now, but I do my best, especially when I have very few patient interactions here at Mobile HeaL. So they would always speak to us in Mien. Our cuisines at home, it was always like very traditional cooking. We would always just kind of sit at a little small table together, bring up little stools. In Mien they're called twins, and it's like little wooden wicker things, and we would all just kind of sit together with our tiny bowls, always had a side of rice. So I always had a very traditional meal. My parents practiced Taoism, so oftentimes there is like a bit of it's not exactly a shaman, but in English we'd refer to them as a shaman involved, and we partake in what's called lu-Miens, and those are essentially like blessings and ceremonies for different things. So whenever our Mien birthday came around, it was, okay, we're gonna do a lu-Mien for you, you need to be here, you need to get this, that, and they would give us what's called a win, and essentially what it is, it's a very special like kind of indented paper, and it is often blessed by the shaman, and you'll give it to you and you tie it in the corner of your pillowcase, and it's supposed to give you good luck for that year round. Another big thing for us too is the Lunar New Year, which was back in February 10th of this year, I believe. And so we had a lu-Mien for that. Growing up, I also did Mien traditional dancing as well too. So recently I participated in the Miss Merced County pageant last fall, and I was able to do that as a performance for my talent. And so my parents are very, very, very adamant that even if we didn't necessarily believe in it ourselves, they wanted us to just be aware and participate and know that this was our foundation, essentially. I have been with Mobile HeaL for about 4 years now, so my first year was actually as a volunteer during the first year of the pandemic, and I have been officially employed with Mobile HeaL for the last 3 years. I would like to come back to the Central Valley and be a practicing physician and do a lot of healthcare and provide care for our Mien community. As someone that grew up having to translate for my parents because of that lack of representation, it's one of the most important things, and I think UCSF Fresno is doing a great job. I think I look at our SJV Prime class and I see the Southeast Asian representation in the last 4 classes that we've had, and as someone that is also pursuing the same career and is following in their path, I just feel so inspired. Seeing the SJV Prime class makes me believe that it is possible for myself, as a woman pursuing medicine, as a Southeast Asian woman pursuing medicine, as a minority, as a woman of color. It makes me believe that it's possible. Thank you to my parents and all of my older siblings. If it weren't for all of you and the sacrifices that you made, I wouldn't be in the position that I am today. I believe that everything that I have is because of the sacrifices that you all made for me to be where I am today. Everything that I do, I owe it all to you guys. Lingzing Tamil, iham me.